Hi, I'm Sally Thibault. Welcome to the Living Lighter show. Today we're talking the anti-aging benefits of journaling. Can't wait to share this with you. Good morning, brilliant people. How are you this morning? Wherever you are, as you pop on this morning, just say hi. Let me know where you are. And of course, the most important thing, can you hear me? That's always a big thing on one of these shows. I'm really excited to bring this show to you today. I love journaling and have been doing it for such a long time now. I started actually a true journaling practice back in 1996 and I've journaled every year since then. So I'm really excited to bring you this, and I'm really excited to share actually the studies and science behind how journaling can actually help you reverse the clock. And it's a really important part of what we do in EFT. It's a really important part of helping you release that visceral fat that I've been talking about. So I'm excited to get into. So first question I want to ask this morning: do you journal? Are you journaling right now? Let me know. Good morning. Hey, good morning, Kate. Lovely to have you here. Good morning, Jackie. Lovely to have you here again. So let me know. Do you journal? Is it something you like to do, or do you struggle with it? Do you struggle with finding the habit, or to try and make it a habit? But what I'm going to share today with you is all the studies and some of the things that have come out of the studies about just journaling. Wow, it's incredible. I don't know how I started researching this, but I just had an idea that I would like to share this with you. And then I thought, oh, well, let's have a look and see what they say. And sure enough, up pop, wow, amazing. So let me get straight into it. I'm going to look at these questions. Jackie, don't journal, but would like to, not a habit. Yep. That's exactly what we're going to be talking about today, how to make it a habit and why it's important to make it a habit. So let's look at the first thing. It actually requires the application of the analytical, rational left side of your brain. So the actual process of writing. This is where I'm going to talk about the brain health first of all. It requires the application of that. So then it allows your creativity to flourish and makes a big difference in your daily well-being. So that was one of the things that really came out about this. And this particular study that I read was one of teaching senior people, so people in aged care, to journal their thoughts, and found there was a real shift in actually their brain capacity and memory, which I thought was really interesting. So it's one of those things that if you start doing it now, you're actually really helping your brain health. Another thing about it, it boosts your mood and can affect and enhance your sense of well-being. There are numerous studies that showed that there's just daily journaling did that. It can strengthen your immune system and help you sleep better, which I thought was amazing. I'd not thought of that as being something that journaling was good for, but I have to say, in my years of actually writing, journaling every day, it just sort of hit me. I thought, gee, I hardly ever get sick either. That's really interesting. I remember last year, Jerry ended up with a flu twice, and I didn't get it. I'm thinking, oh, I wonder whether, it's a combination of everything that we do. And journaling can help build that immune system and improves your cognitive functioning, which I think is really important right now. Anything to improve my cognitive functioning is a really good thing, let me tell you. Just that process of writing. And I think it's kind of being able to do that brain dump, just that data dump that gets you kind of when you're thinking about things that kind of mull around in your mind, when you actually sit down and actually write them down, it just kind of relieves that, and I find that really helpful for me if I can't quite make sense of the world at the moment. Just sitting and journaling can really help. So it increases your optimism, indirectly your happiness and health. So that was a study from 2008, which was really interesting. So it increases your optimism, which I think is really important right now for many people. And I know some people who are in Melbourne who hop in this call, optimism. And that, of course, we know that increasing optimism builds immunity, and so it can help you with that. And promotes and enhances your creativity, which I thought was really interesting. That journaling can help create that creativity that once in a while journaling can't do. So really empowered stuff. Now, this is the one I love most of all, is that it gets all your emotions out on paper. Stops that rumination. And when that happens, you're able to think more clearly. It just as you get the words out. And I think for many people, let me know if this is you, I think the reason people don't or find it difficult to journal or even start is they don't quite know what to say. I don't quite know if I'm doing this right. And yet there is no right and wrong in journaling. It's just a matter of starting. I'm going to share what I do in a little bit. Every day I've kind of got a theme that I run with. And, you know, the days when the children were young and living at home, I always try and journal in the morning, but sometimes that wasn't possible. So, you know, it would be, I sit down at lunchtime while I'm having lunch and do some journaling. I'm not the type of person that can journal at night. Too tired. By the time I get into bed, I'm done. I'm the type of person that picks up a book to read and gets about 3 lines in and I'm gone. I never have trouble falling asleep. But it's finding that right time. And this was a great study. Again, this was a study that was looking at older people. But the evidence points to the effectiveness in helping people identify and accept their emotions and manage stress, which, of course, is what we do in EFT. That's what we're looking for. So if you can help the process along by writing in your journal how you're feeling and then go tap on it, it really helps take that tapping to a whole different level. And I'll share with you, as I said, in a minute, how I do it. But I find that, number one, there's no right and wrong to it. But I want to share with you, one of the things that I do is that when I am journaling in my practice, I always look for a beautiful journal. I have this belief that the thoughts and my words deserve to be written down on beautiful paper and in a beautiful book. So every year when I'm looking for a journal, I spend quite a lot of time actually trying to find the right journal. And each year's been different. It depends, some years they've been bright colors, my journals. Some days they've been quite, just a nice feel. When I was in Canada 2 years ago, I got a beautiful leather bound journal, which was absolutely beautiful. And it had the spiral. So when the pages fell beautifully, they had spiral bound, and that's really lovely. And it had I'm just thinking it's over there, I can't remember, but it had a lovely, to dream big. So every morning I'd look at it and it was to dream big, was written on it. I'll share with you my one that this year, if I've got it, I can pull it up. And where is it? Oh yeah, this is the one I did this year, which I really loved. My husband Jerry and I both love Erte paintings, and I was just thrilled to find this year. Beautiful, and it's silver, the cover, and it's soft and gentle. And just every time I see it, I open it, feels just this elegance about this woman. And interestingly enough, I picked it up at one of those cheap bookstores for like $3 or something. So I bought 2 of them. I really, really love them. So that would be the first thing that I would say to you in starting this process, is to find a beautiful journal. Find something really lovely that you like to write in. I've seen lots of kind of people talking about journaling, just grab an exercise book, or I don't do that. I think it's one of those things that when I pick my journal up in the morning, it's right here beside me because I've just finished writing it. And I'll pick the journal up and I love the feel of it, and it opens up. It's so lovely. It's got this little kind of clip finishing to it. And it's just that whole process. It's the whole process to me of empowering your words and thoughts, putting elegance to them. And as I said, I've kept every journal since 1996. Now, the beautiful thing about it is, somebody once said to me, "Aren't you afraid that people will read your journal?" She said, "No one could understand your writing anyway," because I write so fast. Sometimes I go back to reading a story I've written or something I've uncovered in my journaling, and I can't read the words. So anyway, but it's lovely. So it's nice to have these journals. They're the things that will still come with me, so I can sort of decipher them. But what the beautiful thing about journaling is you can see your revolvement throughout the year. We often get caught up on setting goals and intentions and thinking we haven't gone anywhere. When you get into the habit of journaling daily, you'll see these small incremental steps that have got you. I mean, I see it in my EFT. I have journaled every single EFT session I've ever done on myself, and to see where I've come from there to where I am, I think, wow, I'm not even that same person anymore. I don't think like that. I don't have the same beliefs anymore, and it's just lovely to do that. So let's go through some steps. How are we doing? Let me know. Give me a heart or a like if you think, I want to try journaling, and let me know if you're doing it now, and how it feels for you. You noticing how beneficial. I know a couple of people on the call are doing EFT and writing them down, so that's great. Right, number 1, be present when you're journaling. Just be present. Don't overthink it. Just sit down, put pen to paper, and just write. Now, it's to write without judgment. It's just a data dump. Just let it go. And just allow your hand to write. I've written, as many of you know, I've written 3 books. And I look back on those books now, and I honestly cannot remember actually writing those books. It's like you kind of you stop the judgment and just allow the thoughts to flow from your mind. And whatever it is, whatever you're feeling at that point in time. I always start off a little habit. So I start in the morning, I write the date. And because I write after my workout, I always write the temperature. That's the thing I've got. And also the time the sun comes up. So I can see, each year, the sun, how it kind of evolves. The sun kind of moves across the sky. And that's just a fun thing I love to do. And a theme, if I've got a theme. So I have a theme at the moment that I'm working for. So I've mapped out how many days I've given myself to achieve this goal. And I write just in the corner, like this particular one I'm working on at the moment is a 90-day goal. And I'm at day, 75 or something. And I just write that 75 days to go, 74 days to go, 73. And that's just my reminder that I need to stay present and focused. I also write my word for the year in the front of the book. So it's written my word for the year, and all the breakdown of the letters is written. So I always have a look at that first thing in the morning. The next thing I do is I just start writing. So yesterday we did blah, 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 blah. It was great when chatting to Alyssa, online, and she was telling me about just little things like that, like what your kids did at school yesterday, or something funny that your children said, or a conversation you had with somebody that made you feel really good. Or right now, if I'm listening to something, a podcast, for instance, right, I just listened yesterday to so-and-so's podcast. I loved this part of it, like that. The next thing that I do is that I like to write 3 daily gratitudes. Now, this practice has been shown to increase your happiness quotient. So there's a level of happiness, apparently, we all have. And by writing down 3 daily gratitudes different from the day before, what that's shown is that people can increase their happiness quotient. In other words, it's like writing down really, kind things. I'm so grateful. For instance, mine today was, I'm so grateful I belong to a networking group, Heartling. I'm so grateful for the context, that I have with these women. I'm so grateful yesterday to be able to catch up with my girlfriend for lunch. I'm so grateful that Richmond won last the prelim final last night. Stuff like that. It makes you feel really good to find those 3 daily gratitudes. And it increases your happiness quotient. The next thing I do is, this is a thing that I picked up from Denise Duffield-Thomas. And she was talking about to write your abundance miracles every day. So little things like reached my purse and found $5 I didn't know was there. Went to buy something and it was half price. What was another thing that she used to? I was walking this morning and found a feather on the ground. And just anything that increases your abundance mentality. So you go looking for the abundance all the time. I love that. It makes you think, actually, I am manifesting abundance all the time. You just forget because you go looking for the big thing, right? And so instead of looking for the little nudges along the way that someone's letting you know that you actually have abundance mentality. So that's just something I got from Denise Duffield-Thomas, which I really love to do. And it's one of those things when you go back at the end of the year and go, oh, that was amazing. Oh, I forgot all about that. Oh, that's right. I remember one day where was I? I swapped handbags, I think. Something like that. Swapped handbags and reached in the handbag and found a $50 note. I'm like, how long's that been sitting in there? Wrote that down in my journal, my abundance journal. So little things, 20 cents on the floor, whatever. And that's just fun things to do. Remember, it's like there's no, it's all about just a kind of a recording of your life, really, and keeping an eye on the good things, the lovely things that happen. Record my tapping every session. So my meditation, if I've had a really super duper meditation, which they've been amazing the last couple of weeks, I write that down. In my meditation, I did this. Visualization. The visualization was a little bit deeper than it was, the day before. EFT, write all that down today. I tapped on blah. It was a level 8. I tapped on that, took me to a memory of something, and I was able to tap and release that, came back. What was it? Down to a 2 or a 0. So I've kept all of those. And that, again, gets me in the habit of tapping every day. And I find that really important. So it gets me in the habit of tapping every day. So let me have these comments. Morning, Tricia. So resonate with you choosing a journalist. Thought it was quirky. Thought it was my quirky thing. Different styles for all my note taking. Yes. Me too, Trish. Yeah, I love them, and I take ages to find it. I don't like paying a lot of money for them. Just quietly. So and so it's just a thing, and I really like. There was one, I've got one right here. So when I went to Ali Brown, for those of you who listen to Glambition Radio, I had the opportunity to go to her iconic event in the US a couple of years ago, and she had these beautiful leather-bound journals with the word iconic on it, and that was my journal for the following year. So that was lovely, and of course iconic then is my word for this year. So I have them all quite handy close to me. So record your tapping session every day, and again, you will see amazingly how much you change over the year. If you commit to EFT, to tapping every day, every morning, every afternoon, every night, whatever it is. I mean, for me, it's morning. It's just part of my routine. I get up, meditate, do my workout, sit down, journal, tap, bang, done. Just done. And if I don't do it, day doesn't run as well. It doesn't go as well. So I like to record that. And as I said, it's those small incremental changes you are making. Do you know, I started tapping regularly in 2014. And if I go back and look at those journals now, I cannot believe I'm the same person. Just cannot believe it. I don't think the same. I have a different view of my life. Where I'm going, what I'm doing, it's just extraordinary. And remember, it's all this stuff in here, not what you're actually saying to other people. It's actually all that stuff in your head that goes round and round as those, I've said before, anywhere from 30,000 to 60,000 thoughts a day. Of those, 95% of the same thoughts you had yesterday, and of that 75 to 80% of those are negative. So you don't know you're having most of these thoughts, but if you get into the habit of journaling them every day, you'll see them. They'll just pop up and you go, oh my gosh, what is that all about? And all of this is about becoming self-actualized, about taking control of who you are. And the more that you do this, the more that you do little things like journaling, do little things like working out every day, do little things like 20 minutes of meditation, a couple of minutes of tapping, even if it's standing in the shower and tapping. All those things, if you did that for 365 days of the year, how different do you think your life would be? But we get kind of hung up on the great big goals instead of just focusing on what you're doing daily. And I'm just a great believer that it's the daily actions you do all the time, every day. Focus on the daily actions, and then life just unfolds instead of it being such a big drama. It's just incredibly important. Grab one more. Trish again. Sometimes they are like El Cheapo and great finds. Yes. Other times the beauty jumps out. It's ridiculous dollars, but I have to have it. Yeah, I know. There was this beautiful place at Mount Tambourine. Unfortunately, it's gone now. A gorgeous bookshop. And I know I've been up there and bought a couple in the years thinking, but they're so beautiful. Unfortunately, she's gone now. Isn't that sad? We went up there a couple of weeks ago. Oh, what this thing's done. Oh dear. Anyway, it's a sad thing when, beautiful bookstores like that and gift stores like that have to close. All right, next one. Now, this is something that I find is the key to turning back the aging clock. And it's to write a letter or a statement to yourself every morning as if your goal has already happened, but it's in the present tense. So you always begin with the I am. And this is this whole thing about staying in the present moment, not thinking into the future, but staying right in the present moment and being I am. Remember, your emotional brain knows no difference between past, present, and future. So whatever you're writing every morning, I am my perfect health and weight. I see myself having the energy to, go on a great big hike. I see myself having the energy to run on the field with my kids and run around the oval and kick a soccer ball with the kids. I see myself living in the most beautiful apartment downtown New York, whatever it is, in the present tense. So you stay in the present tense. I am a. So remember the words of Dr. Wayne Dwyer, the words that follow I am follow you. So you want to be using your journal every day to lock in what you want, as if it's already happening. And I always end with this in my journal, no matter what's happened. Some days are not so good. Some days are, things are happening and things aren't working out and I feel shitty and blah, 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 and I'm tapping, I still feel shitty. But I always write, I do that last statement at the end, I am a, and, lead on from that. And what try and line it in with my vision from my meditation, so that in my meditation I have a visualization of what do I want to achieve, and I'm visualizing it in the present tense, and then I'm writing about it and anchoring it in. And then, of course, then I've given myself the 90 days to achieve it. So it's like what you're telling your brain is everything you want is in the now. Now you just have to, as Robert Kiyosaki talks, it's just lag time. You've got to wait for the time to catch up to who you are. But, one of the things I think that's so important in all this is that if you want to be successful in anything, you have to be successful right now. So if you want to lose, whatever amount of weight, act as if it's already happened. What would you do now if you were your perfect weight? What would you do now if you were in your perfect business? What would you do now if you were in your perfect career or doing it? What would you do right now if you were in the perfect relationship? So what you're doing with your journaling practice is solidifying the I am. And then you're just allowing life to unfold. So the next morning when you get up, you go back and start writing in your journal. You're repeating continuously the I am. You're doing all those things, getting your words out, any emotions. There's some days when I've been so angry that I don't know what I've written, can't go back and read. I go, I don't know what I just wrote then. But it gets that emotion out, down onto paper, done, tap, your gratitudes, if you want, your daily abundances. I mean, mine is a page long, this size, a page long most days. Some days it goes to 2, but not always. Some days it's half a page. It just depends. But it's the practice of it. It's committing to the practice of it. So I find, we talked a couple of shows back about habit stacking. So if you're struggling to do it, the thing what we call habit stacking. So me, I have my journal. It's in the living room on the table where I have my essential oils. So in the morning I get up, after I've done my meditation, I put the essential oils on. I go up to the beach for a walk, come back, do a workout, sit down when I'm finished, write in the journal, get up, go on, I'm back to the day. The whole thing takes me an hour. But that's the practice. So the habit stacking is having your journal somewhere where you can see it. So mine is right, in the living room. It could be beside your bed. It could be it's got to be somewhere you can see it. If you'd have to go searching for it, you're not going to do it. And then build it, this habit stacking. I get up in the morning, meditate, workout, journal, bang, shower. So it just works like that. That's the habit. So stacking a habit. So for instance, if you can't do the mornings, you might say, okay, well, I'm going to do it lunchtime. Okay. When lunchtime is, I'm going to get my lunch, I'm going to sit down, and while I'm eating, I'm going to journal, and then I'm going to get up and finish work. Or it might be night for you. Okay, I'm going to go to bed. My journal's beside my bed. Before I turn the light up, I'm going to write in my journal and turn the light out, and then I'm going to bed. So you want to find the habit stack, how you can lift on that and build on that. So it becomes just a part of your daily routine, and you just don't think about it. And then, as I said, some days I write 3 lines, some days I write 2 pages. There's no rhyme or reason to it. But those are the things that I love to do. About the day before, what happened, a few notes, my abundance, what else did I say? Gratitudes, and then the tapping, and then I am statements, and to finish off. And that's the practice. And I found it really powerful. So let me have a look at some of the comments. Kate, consistency. Yes, Kate. Consistency is the key. That's the thing. It's just like finding that place. It's like making it a priority in your world, and it's so simple. You can pull out a book, and then you grab a pen, and then you sit down, and then you write, and then you put the book down, put the pen down, and then you go away. Just like that. But what I find for many people is that it's the simplest things that can be the hardest to do. And sometimes it's not easy to make a change, but it's the simple thing. So I guess it's like, okay, it's the 17th of October today. Give yourself 30 days. Okay, I'm going to write in my journal for 30 days. It has to be the time I find for me. So for me, I've got to have a time to do it. I've got to do it in the mornings. I'm not going to do it at night. I'm not going to do it at lunchtime. It's not going to work for me. I have to do it in the mornings after I've worked out, get up off the floor after I've done my stretching, sit down, tap and journal. Then I'm gone in the shower, quick, and I'm watching the time all the time. To be in the shower, by 7, bang. That's it. I've got to be at my desk by 8. So that's the way it works for me. So let me know if you think you're going to commit to this. Can you see yourself committing to this? As I said, 30 daes. Even just do it for 7. See how you go. See if it makes a difference in your world and what you're going to do. Just wanted to quickly let you know one more time about the EFT, Mastering EFT for Personal Use is an online program I have developed. Oh my God. And it's if you know somebody who really wants to get into EFT, understand more about EFT, please share that link with them. I might just pop it in the comments box when I can figure out how to do that. This is such an amazing modality that it can just simply change your life. And I've been watching, we've been doing a video a day for the last 17 days. The one went up today is tapping on stress eating, by the way. You can see that on my YouTube channel, on Instagram and on Facebook. And I've been doing a lot of research around EFT videos, and I'm really seeing that a lot of people do this modality a disservice. All right, I'm just going to say that. I do this modality a disservice. And that's why so many people, I think, struggle with it, because they're not, or don't think it works. I get so many people that kind of say, oh, I've tried it, didn't work for me. And okay. But it's just brilliant. But doing it right. So quickly before I go, it's got 4 videos in it: history, everything you need to know, how to do it. Then 2 videos with me demonstrating how I do that, and then in those 2 videos you'll show when I'm tapping, I hit there's something I hadn't heard of before, and what I do with it. Plus, bonus is I've got my cravings series of videos, those are 3. So tapping on bread, tapping on chocolate, tapping on what else? Bread, chocolate. Chips. So there's 3 videos in there, and that takes you through the craving series, plus an ebook copy of my book, Tapping to Reclaim You, which has 30 tapping scripts in it. So that's the Mastering to EFT for personal use, and if you could share that with someone that would be great. Trish, have a favourite pen? Accustomed to journaling my learnings, gratitude, EFT, however, is daily. I'll review my habit stacking. Great. Yeah, it's really helpful, Trish, the habit stacking. I just find it's easy to kind of move your way into it with your habit stacking. All right, lovely friends, it's time. We are 3 minutes past the hour. 3 minutes past the hour at 8 o'clock. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. And let me know. I'll check in with you next Saturday, see how you've gone with your journaling. And if you haven't got one, go out and find one today. It's just lovely. Find a lovely journal. And Officeworks have got some beautiful ones. Some of the cheaper bookstores, Angus Roberts, all those guys have got them. And of course, Kiki K, if you really want to spend a bit of money. All right, everybody, have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you next week on the Living Lighter Show. Okay, bye for now. Thanks, Janet. Thank you, Jackie. You too. Have a wonderful weekend, everybody. Bye for now.